We cover sports and more for the culture, by the culture, because we are the culture. Hosted by your favorite twin duo, those Jackson men, Gary and Cary. You can find us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, where you can rate us, review, subscribe, follow, and most importantly, share. Welcome to Bottom Line Sports.
Oh, what is that?
This is Al Torres. You know why? Well, I'm gonna tell you after we get through introducing ourselves.
All right. Well, if y'all don't know, we in two different locations. Tell them where you at, bro.
I'm on the West Coast, the best coast right now in California, enjoying the sunshine, the rain, and of course the beautiful women.
That's a bit.
I'm definitely high five. Best friend, definitely with our best friend. So yeah, I'm loving it.
That's a bit. Well, this is Bottom Line Sports Talk, where we do it for the culture.
By the culture.
Because we are the culture.
Are the culture, you dig?
So we remote. Y'all bear with us. It's a little bit of technical difficulties. I don't know why he's still hosting up this Altoids, but whatever.
You know why? Let's get to it, man. You know why I got this Altoids?
I want to know why. What's up?
Because Deion Sanders had all that bullshit in his breath talking about where you're going to be at Jackson State. So I just need him to get some Altoids. I need him to get a couple of these Altoids.
Wait. Before you get started, because that's a lot
from Bottom Line Sports Talk, bro.
A lot of this going to be about that. So before we get started on that, it's a couple things I want to shout out y'all tuning in on YouTube. Shout out y'all tuning in, whether it's Apple Podcasts or Spotify or any other DSP Media platforms that you listen to it on. And also, shout out to DSP Media Podcast Network. I stole it from you this time.
Man.
But before we get going, I want to say this. This is a quote from A Different World, one of my favorite shows, right?
Mm-hmm.
The quote goes like this. Every time we tell the truth, we give birth to ourselves. And I just want y'all to know, we about to give a lot of birth to ourselves today.
Yep.
Let's go. You want to start it off? I can start off with the quick hits if you want me to.
Yeah, go ahead. Let's get it. Let's get to it.
So what we got for y'all this week, quick hits, that's where we bring y'all some fast, up-to-date news that you need to know about. And what we have for you today is the college football playoff rankings were revealed.
Facts.
We have Georgia at number 1, Michigan at number 2, TCU, despite they lost at number 3, and Ohio State at number 4. What say you, my brother, to these rankings?
I didn't agree with them.
Really?
Didn't agree with them. No, I wanted Alabama. It's crazy as it sounds. I thought Alabama was going to be in just for the sole purpose. I do like Bryce Young.
Yeah.
And I think if Alabama plays Georgia, I think that would be an upset.
Really? I don't know. That's a good one.
And I mean that TCU Michigan. I mean it is what it is. Like I think Michigan might take it, but I think it's gonna be a closer game than what we thought. But Georgia and Ohio State, that might be a lopsided one. So I want Alabama in it. And just for the sole purpose of Ohio State getting the brakes beat off them against Michigan. Like that was crazy.
Yeah, I definitely agree with everything you're saying. Except no, you're gonna be shocked. I didn't think Alabama deserved to be in it.
Well, you see what Tim says, right?
Look, I'm not gonna lie though. I agree. Like I don't think Alabama should have been in it, me personally.
Okay.
Being honest with everything, I think that Ohio State should have been in. I don't think that USC should have been in it anyway. But I'm so happy that they lost. We'll get into that in a little while. But in terms of everything, I think they got it right. I'm happy that they didn't move Ohio State above TCU because nobody wants to see a rematch of that ass whooping that Michigan gave to Ohio State. I think TCU, I'm with you. I think TCU may do some upsetting. Michigan is real good this year. I don't have no complaints. And as far as like Georgia, I don't think nobody gonna beat Georgia. I think they're gonna repeat. That's just me being honest.
Yeah, I don't see nobody beating them. And based off of that piss poor performance I saw against LSU, the LSU had against Georgia. Oh man, I can't believe shockingly, out here on the West Coast, Gary, which you already know, it was a couple LSU fans out here, man. I was like, yeah, it was cool.
Y'all live, man. Y'all live. I can't cap. I gotta hate on y'all, especially when it come to certain circumstances. But again, we'll get to that in a minute. So the Heisman candidates were announced.
Okay.
Are you of the belief that it's Caleb Williams' Heisman Trophy?
More than likely, yeah, it is Caleb Williams. CJ Stroud, if he didn't have an embarrassing loss against Michigan, then it was for sure his. But Caleb Williams been balling out this year. And I can't take that away from him. Even though he ain't played nobody, and he lost to the same team 2 times. So
right, I'm gonna be honest with you. I get it. It's supposed to be his, but honestly, I've watched a lot of TCU football this year. Max Duggan, I believe I'm saying his name right. Homeboy put on a performance. They did not lose because he didn't have a good game.
Yeah.
My man ran basically the length of the field, and when he got into the end zone and scored, which he was on 0 basically, he sat up there and he was gassed. He was on his knees. Then when they sat up there and did the 2-point conversion, they was trying to sit up there and help him out, get him to the sideline. He like, get the hell away from me. I need some air. Not y'all coming around me like, you good. So honestly, Max Duggan had a hellacious year, and I really think like he should be strong consideration since Bryce Young getting in there.
Yeah, they. I saw they went for the 2-point conversion for the win. Is that right?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Well, it's just that whole game plan was kind of crazy. Kansas State had their number from the beginning, so it was really a hole they was climbing out of. Honestly, when it went into overtime, it is what it is. They was gassed. But I definitely think TCU deserved to stay right where they was. Coincidentally, they had stronger strengths of schedule than I think every top 4 team, the other 3 teams that's in the top 4. Even though we 12 in the good conference per se, they had a strong strength of schedule.
TCU, they might. Well, I ain't gonna say might. They gonna run the Big 12, but what if they came to the SEC? Nah.
TCU is built for finesse, and I believe that belongs in the Pac-12. If they're gonna, like, transfer.
Hot take.
You know, I'm trying.
I can see that, Gary.
Trying to get on those shorts. You know what I'm saying?
I can see that.
Hey.
I can see that. That the good hot take.
You know,
TCU. Yeah, TCU finesse.
Here, I'm in my bag.
Yeah, you in your bag. Yeah, you probably not. Yeah, you in your bag.
Let me go ahead and move on to really your area of expertise. We got the NBA season. I think they say it's a quarter way through, if it's not as close to. We got the MVP odds going on right now.
Okay.
I'll just mention some names and I'll let you kind of go ahead with it. Again, these are quick hits, but we got to give it to y'all like we need to. So you got Anthony Davis, Jason Tatum,
Giannis, Luka.
Maybe.
Who?
I don't know, because he's in what they say 50, 40, 30 type year. Do I got that right? Whatever they say, Steph Curry stats. I'm sorry, 40, 90, whatever it is. Shooting percentage, free throw percentage, stuff like that. So, and I'm missing a couple names, of course, but Giannis, Luka. Like who do you think? I guess I won't put you on the spot and say who your number 1 is, but give me your top 3 MVP candidates for the NBA already.
Right now, so far, I'm gonna have to go with Giannis. He's been balling since day 1, since season started, and they have a winning record. Even though I believe they're number 2, number 3 in the East, behind Boston. Jason Tatum, number 2.
Hey,
Jason Tatum. We finally got an American. We finally got a U.S. American in the MVP conversation. Boston has been great this season. They've been balling. What's left to say? He's the complete player, offense, defense.
It's one thing I add. People would expect him to take a back step to what he was last year after the finals. Homie did nothing but elevate, and
that's what you're supposed to do.
To that point, I was watching, sports always on our TVs. So I was watching today, and somebody said, "Tell me a word when you think of Jason Tatum." And people say MVP, but for me, when I think of Jason Tatum, I think of Jaylen Brown.
Yeah. The dynamic duo.
Have him, it's not the same.
Exactly. And my third one will be Luka. Exceptional talent. We all know razzle dazzle, lull you to sleep. That performance he put on maybe yesterday or a couple of days ago against the Suns.
Yeah.
And had Devin Booker, bro. Devin Booker don't look good against Dallas.
Homie looks shook.
He's looking real shaky right now. And you would expect Devin Booker to take that next step to elevate himself into MVP conversations, but the game that he had against Luka and Luka dominated, and Devin only maybe scored maybe 20-something while Luka had 33. It just goes back to this past season in a playoff where Dallas overmatched the Suns.
Yeah.
So, yeah, those three right now are my top three. So you have Giannis, Jason, and Luka.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and throw the extra one in there just because he is playing so good. And we all know I like to call him Paper. If you've been tuning into the show, I call Anthony Davis Paper because that's how brittle and bad his body is. But he's been balling. I think I heard a stat this morning. The last 2 games, he scored 90-something points.
Oh, my God.
If he balls like that, he is the MVP. Like, I know Giannis is there and he a freak of nature, and that's really who it is, you know, because I know he has the durability. But if we're talking about a flash in the pan, who we thought you could be, who's supposed to take over the mantle for LA, and thank God we diehard fans and not die easy fans. Yes. Anthony Davis play like that. We have a chance to be competitive. We make some more moves. We have a chance to compete for the West.
Mm-hmm.
And if he elevates his game even more, we have a chance to be championship contenders. So I'm throwing his name in there. If you ask me to kick out one person, I'm gonna kick out Luka. And it's not because he's not a good talent. It's because I don't think he does enough for the rest of his team. That's debatable. Dallas Mavericks fans, y'all can get upset, get mad. But when it comes down to it, it's a reason for the recipe of why you win. And that also incorporates why you lose too, if you ask.
Yep. All right, man.
But I say last thing with the quick hits.
Okay.
For me, you know, I told you I was gonna do a better job watching college basketball, right?
Mm-hmm.
For me, what's going on this season?
Who the best team is, and I know we talked about this last week, especially when college basketball season started after week 2.
Got a question for you right there.
It's not a dynasty. It's just a regular LA hat.
I just want to make sure.
Hey, it's all good, Tim. Look, I'm just out on the West Coast, you know, repping some West Coast stuff. Nah, but right now in college basketball, man, I don't know. Like, I'm pretty sure all these college coaches want to go ahead and like fast forward to March to see where their team's at. But right now, North Carolina is definitely out of the top 25.
They are.
Gonzaga.
Duke is number 15 going into night. They play against Iowa, I believe. They can lose that one.
Purdue been balling.
Purdue, Houston still number 1.
Who?
Houston still number 1.
Houston still number. And you don't know, like Houston number 1 right now, but when tournament time starts, man, we don't know. They might win it all. Then again, they might not. They might just kind of fall out. Maybe in the realm of 32 or Sweet 16. You don't know, but this season right now is absolutely crazy, which is definitely a good sign because you don't have a unanimous number 1.
Yeah. It's been crazy. I'm happy I made that. I guess you could say promise to you last year and said I was going to tune in more because it has been some entertaining games. I've been able to kind of do a release from just strictly football, even though bowl season is coming up. I think that starts next week or this third. No, it starts next week.
Yeah, third.
Yeah. So it's been a good release, I guess you can say, to kind of go ahead and transition me. Of course, NFL still rules all right now just because of the craziness going on. But I want to go ahead and get into one of our favorite segments. I'm going to give a background before we go ahead and do our thing. But Flag on the Play actually came from you back when I believe we were in Hooters back in Monroe.
Yeah.
It was me, you, Rob, and Garner.
Right.
and the flag on the play came because I think Rob said something crazy.
It's crazy. I was like, whoa.
And you was like, whoa, flag on the play. I was like, yo, that's fire. And that's before we started podcasting anything. So
yeah, before all these commercials, Geico or whatever, start stealing our stuff.
We gotta brand it better. We could have made money off of it, bro. We could have made money off of it. But yeah, so flag on the play is when you say something foul, do something foul, look at something foul, you are foul. It's just a whole host of things. So I'll let you go ahead and get started on your flag on the play. I think this week I'm gonna go ahead and say it. This week's flag on the play, it's not a 15-yarder, it's not an ejection. It's you getting kicked out the conference type.
Yep. So my flag on the play right now, and I have to pull the Altoids out again. Just for everybody don't know, if you got bad breath, these bad boys right here will definitely help you out.
Hey, we starting that fresh breath campaign up again too.
Yeah, we starting that fresh breath campaign. I always had these. I always had these in my pocket. I always had these at the crib. So whoever needs some of these.
Hold on. I got you. Because see, you ain't doing it right. Altoids, in quotations of the woods, suck. Never
true. So Altoids. So the reason I have these out right now is, like I said earlier when we first started, the reason I have these out right now is because my flag on the play goes to none other than primetime Deion Sanders. All that bullshit he was spewing out about Jackson State, how he was going to make things happen, the legacy and all of that.
He was a savior, Cary.
He was a savior.
God told him to come.
And look, this is what the Altoids are for. These are specific for Deion Sanders. So you get the Altoids treatment and flag on the play treatment this week. You said a lot of BS. Yeah. You said you want to make college, you want to make HBCU football, and you want to bring it back. You said you were going to do this. You said you were going to do that. But guess what? Money talking bullshit, walk. So that's why we had these Altoids. That's why I had these Altoids for you. Go ahead and go down to the country, Colorado.
Hey, I just want to say I appreciate you for bringing the props.
Oh, of course. You know I got the props, man.
I got one.
Look. This is a wallet. Sell out, man. You thought I was done? Oh no, look. You got the car bags.
You're going too far.
For the crusted lies you were telling.
You're going too far. But since we doing props, right? I'm gonna go ahead and give you one. We're gonna talk a lot about Deion in this episode. I just want y'all to know, so spoiler alert, right? But my flag on the play goes to Robert Saleh. And it goes to him. And if you don't know who he is, he's a New York Jets coach. It goes to Robert Saleh because, much like your Altoids campaign, it's time for you to stop hitting us with this bullshit. So the reason why I said that is because Zach Wilson, the quarterback from BYU, made a dumb, bogus statement. And then he also hadn't been playing up to snuff. They have Mike White in this thing balling out, and he actually had the team behind him. And he also looks to be like instilling confidence and making them feel like believers.
Yep.
Robert Saleh said that now Zach Wilson is doing everything right, staying late for practice, watching film, things.
Yeah, we know.
What I want to make sure I bring attention to for all of y'all is this. Zach Wilson, Robert Saleh, and the New York Jets organization are like a bad relationship. What do you mean by that, Gary? A bad relationship meaning that you only do things when you're in trouble. He's only doing these things because he's been caught with his hand in the cookie jar. He's only sitting up there making improvements because it's told to him to make the improvements. Guess what, people? I'm letting you know. Here's another spoiler alert. Zach Wilson don't give a damn about nobody but Zach Wilson. When it comes down to what's going on, he made that statement and he really believed that statement.
And ain't no wrong with that.
It is because you're not good. It's not, you're not good. You haven't performed well. So when you made the statement after y'all lost from a punt return that happened and you only put up 3 points, I think you said 75 yards or less.
Yeah.
You said
like less than 120.
Yeah. You said it wasn't your fault, and it was, and you got benched for it. And now your backup, which shouldn't have been your backup, is outperforming you.
Right.
And Robert Saleh is trying to save face because of your feelings And we don't care about that. At the end of the day, you're only doing these changes because you want to be the starting quarterback again. You will never sit up there and not be selfish. And I don't care what next year holds for you. At the end of the day, your career is short-lived, and you look as though you are on the cusp of being a journeyman.
Yep. Baker Mayfield style.
So I'm going to go first on the When Life Comes at You Fast, but I want you to go ahead and tell me what exactly it is.
All right, so this segment, When Life Comes at You Fast, is always for everybody or anybody who feels that they are at the top and they can't be touched, and boom, crash. They come back down to earth. When you living on a cloud and you think nobody can't do nothing to you, you fall back down. So that's when life comes at you fast. And it has happened to everybody.
It has. So I want to preface this by saying that I had it written down on our run sheet one way, but I'm about to flip it, right? So when life comes at you fast goes to, guess who? Jackson State University fans, alumni, and support group. Life comes at you fast because you forgot who the hell you were.
You were fast.
You forgot that you are a part of something great, that you're not great on your own. That you had this man come in and preach to you and tell you, because he stacked the deck for you, that you were greater and better than what you truly, truly were. See, what happened was he was here for 3 seasons and he had a great record and he won the SWAC 2 years in a row. But what also happened is he went to the Celebration Bowl last year, South Carolina State, Buddy Poe, I believe I'm saying his name right, Oliver Buddy Poe, if you want to be precise, and he got beat. And Buddy, a long time MEAC, which is another HBCU conference, demolished Jackson State 31-10.
Yep.
See, what happened was you were too big for your britches, Jackson State fans. What happened was you got the big head like the person that's your head coach, and you forgot that if he ever leaves, that everybody in the SWAC has a receipt for you. And I'm not going to talk about receipts, but I just want to let you know, I know when Grambling sees you, they have a receipt.
Yep.
I know when Alabama State sees you, they have a receipt. Southern sees you, they have a receipt. Prairie View sees you, they have a receipt. I just want you to understand that not only did Deion Sanders screw over you, Jackson State fan faithful, he also did what integration did for us, and that's take our resources away. And you will never be as great as you were. You may not even win again because their program is going to be so desolate, so bad. And like I told one of my homegirls I was talking to, Bree, I told Bria that I wouldn't touch that head coaching position with a 10-foot pole because you always going to be compared to what you never did.
Yeah. I agree.
You'll never be able to reach the magnitudes that you went with when you had Deion Primetime Sanders. You'll never be able to reach that again. So I wouldn't touch it with a 10-foot pole. And oh, by the way, I'm gonna stop because I know you want to go. Oh, by the way, I just want to let y'all know in the money shot clip that I'm doing next, HBCUs have always been great. The so-called self-proclaimed savior didn't even stay over 3 years, and one of them was COVID, and we don't count it.
Yep. And
go ahead. No,
go ahead.
Go ahead. No, you good. I'm good.
Oh, yeah. Well, when life comes at you fast, Jackson State as well. To pretty much echo the same thing you had said, it's all good. Y'all was losing. I remember a certain point in time that we had to go on the road 3 years in a row. We beat y'all all 3 years at that time. And then Deion came in and,
Bring up that history.
Oh, thanks. I already know. Man, you already know. I got the receipts, man. Look. But when it comes down to it, like you had said, they thought they were too big for their britches. It's all good. They homecoming, the home games, it should be selling out. But it wasn't selling out before then. And they might have a little run where, it might be nice or whatever, but they're about to fall back down to earth. And like I said, when life comes at you fast, you won't feel it. You won't feel that crash landing. You won't feel it. So they enjoy while you had it, but I don't think it's gonna be anything like y'all thought it was gonna be.
I need you to do this for me one time. You ready?
Yeah.
Can I get you to grab your wallet one more time?
Yep.
This right here, ladies and gentlemen, is one of my favorite segments. I'm still trying to work out the description of it, but I'm going to go ahead and give it a shot one more time. This is the money shot. That is one of my nicknames. It's also a reference to adult films. It's for the climax. It's for that last ending shot. It's for that thing you thought wouldn't happen, but it comes at you fast.
Right.
This money shot goes to Deion Sanders now. It goes to Deion Sanders because I'm going to give you a few of his infractions, Cary.
Okay.
As Dr. Umar says, since we want to sit up here and call other people, obscene names, let's make sure we call Deion one too, right? He said, and I quote, God told him to come to Jackson State.
Yep.
God didn't tell you to come to Jackson State. Jackson State told you to come to Jackson State because you couldn't get a head coaching job because you had no experience.
Exactly.
Right? Also, Jackson State gave you a chance. Yes, you elevated Jackson State, but you didn't elevate HBCUs like you said you would, since you're a self-proclaimed savior. How could you elevate something that was already on his highest priorities? How could you elevate something that integration stole from us? How could you elevate something that has the winningest coach? Yes, Joe Paterno sat up there and took that mantle for about a couple of months. We all know what he did. How could you elevate something that has a coach like that? How could you elevate something that has Jake Gaithers? Jake Gaithers is a former FAMU coach that had, and I quote, other college coaches come to learn from him and steal his system.
Yep.
How could you sit up there and take something from, and this is recent history, you know this man's name, Rod Broadway, who not only did it at Central, he did it at Grambling, and he did it at
North Carolina A&T.
How could you sit up there, again, we brought up the name a minute ago, Buddy Poe. How could you sit up there and take from him who's won, and I quote, 2 outright MEAC championships, shared 4 of them, been to 4 playoff berths with the FCS tournament or championship series, and then he also beat the crap out of you last year.
Yep.
How could you sit up there and say you're going to elevate or save something when in all actuality, everything that you did was for you? And I gotta make sure I do this last thing, Cary, because I had more, but I'm gonna do a separate video so I don't keep this too long. But I gotta make sure I do this. I want to make sure I call out all the people that want to support Jackson State and not HBCUs. And I'll go ahead and throw in this other college that I don't really too particular like, but it is what it is. Howard University. Everybody always donate, but you don't never sit up there and do it as a whole. So you sit up there and have people giving millions of dollars to upgrade the facilities and all this and all that. Hey, excuse me, right here. What happened to you sitting up there worrying about the academic future of people, right? Those same kids that you were sitting up there putting on a mantle, upgrading stuff around there for the football team, not academics. Those same players and all that stuff that you were doing it for, Deion Sanders, who you were doing it for, the everything that didn't have anything to do with HBCUs was doing it for. Guess what? That's gone. What will you do now? Because the mission is still the same. Black colleges were the things that we could only get into because we weren't allowed to get into PWIs.
And look, I don't mean to cut you off, but let's keep it bad. All of this, you can look back at the NBA maybe a few years ago, and we talked about it. J.R. Smith, Chris Paul, like you had all these like NBA celebrities. They were talking about HBCUs, doing all this stuff for HBCUs. But if you look at everything, they could have went to an HBCU.
And that's always been our driving point.
Exactly. But now like it's getting popular. You see other players going, you see kids now going to HBCUs. Nah, don't try to fake the fuck. Don't try to fake the fuck with us, because you already know it's fake. It's fake. If you really want to go to HBCU when you was younger, when you was in high school, you know you could have went to one. But now, like I said, you got that status now. You trying to be pro-black and walking all that bullshit. I ain't trying to hear it, bro. All these players that went to all these other colleges, like y'all made y'all choice, man. Like don't try. Like I said, HBCUs they were here before us, and they're gonna be here after us. We don't need no sympathy. We don't need nobody coming in trying to dictate shit to us and trying to explain things. Like, we don't need it. We don't need it. Like I said, it was all trying to fake fun. They say they with it, but man, all that stuff we don't need it. We don't need no stuff from nobody that ain't really went through what we went through.
Yeah, and I'm gonna say this last thing before we go ahead and move on to the next thing. And I'm not speaking for you, I'm just speaking for myself. Nobody's upset that Deion took the job in Colorado. No.
Right.
No. We are mad because I know women gonna relate to this. I go by your actions, not your words. Right? So you told us you was here to elevate HBCU, right? You said you were here to elevate HBCUs, historically black college, universities, and institutions. I'm just being honest, and let me know. People talk about he got a 10-year deal, but if I'm not mistaken, the average household doesn't catch ESPN3 and ESPNU, right?
Yep.
So you elevated it, but last time I checked, Grambling and Southern have a nationally syndicated game on NBC, and it used to be CNBC, where we play in the annual Bayou Classic.
Yeah.
There are other games that take place that are televised. It may not be on regular networks, but whatever, right? All you did was sit up there and insert your foot in your mouth because everything that you promised, you lied about. You said you were here for the kids, well, now you're taking the kids with you. Yeah. You said you were here to make a change, well, that change is going to take place in Colorado now. You said you want to get out before you either here long enough or you get terminated. And I'm paraphrasing that. Well, last time I checked, I don't think Jackson State was going to fire you.
Nope.
You based off of what you did these past 3 years, it didn't matter what you did. No way they're gonna fire you because your name is prime time. But my last point, so we can go ahead and move on. The reason why I'm so upset with Dion is you did the same thing that PWIs did to us. You took our fucking resources and you jetted, and you did nothing to pay us back. You said that Colorado's gonna do something for Jackson State. Well, they can't bring another prime time.
Yeah.
What's going on, right?
And if I'm Colorado, what do I even want to do with a college in Mississippi?
Yeah. You
feel me?
It's nothing that can happen, right?
Yeah, it ain't nothing. It ain't nothing that you could do and say like, yo, hey, you showed your action, and it's all good, man. Hey, look, you had to go get that paper. I guess Jackson State won't pay you enough. You want to. You knew you probably reached the peak up there at Jackson State, and
but hold on. That's why I wanted to go. How did you reach your peak and you didn't win the Celebration Bowl?
Yep, not one.
And the sad part about all of it is this: you jetted to go to Colorado, right? The Celebration Bowl is next week, so Jackson State is almost assured to lose because I'm not sure players are even gonna play. But you're not even at a coach no more.
Yep.
That's crazy, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's I believe it's North Carolina Central, if I'm not mistaken. They have a 9-2 record. They are very capable of beating y'all. And we can't even say y'all no more because you're gone. So like again, the flag on the play, when life comes at you fast, and the money shot, it all goes to Jackson State and they fans. And shame on y'all for believing somebody who don't have no thing about them. Shout out to Eddie Robinson at Alabama State. He ain't swag. He ain't swag.
He was
right.
Ain't swag.
And people at Grambling knew that, and people at Southern knew that. That's why we took the losses that we had to him so hard, because it is kids that are there that are talented, that want to be there, that want to involve themselves and invoke themselves in the history and also become part of history. And you took that, you ran with it, you took our sources, you a coward. You suck. That's why you at Colorado, because it stands for CO Coward. Go ahead.
All right, man. Well, I gotta give my props to Anthony Davis, man. He been balling. He low-key still get flag on the play because he could have been doing this all this time.
Hey,
but he wasn't like a number one option. Where has Anthony Davis been? Where has Anthony Davis been? This is what I like. This is what I'm talking about. Aggressive. Do everything. That's what we here at Like a Nation wanted when Anthony Davis came. When he came to the West Coast.
We wanted that dog that was in New Orleans.
We wanted that dog that was in New Orleans. He showed up. He gave us a championship and shit like that. But this is the Anthony Davis that I'm talking about. This is what everybody should be fearing right now. Not the injury prone, scoring 20, 19, 25 points, whatever. Hey, props go to Anthony Davis.
And I just want to make sure I preface this by saying this. I'm still not recanting my statement until he make it through the season.
Yep. Sure enough. Yeah. And another one, Anthony Simons out of Portland. I know I gave Jeremy Grant props.
I like him, yeah.
Yeah, but Anthony Simons has been balling in Portland, man. That man has been balling. And when him and Damian Lillard get on the court, when Damian Lillard come back, look out.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. We can get in some NFL real quick.
Okay.
Then we can go ahead and wrap up. I know you got to get back to your lovely vacation. You know,
Yeah, man.
some of us ain't blessed enough to go, but whatever. So, in terms of NFL last night, I know we called each other. We were pretty hot about the game that took place last night. Saints lost to the Buccaneers, and it's not that they lost; it's the way they lost.
It ain't walking.
And I want to make sure I preface this by saying this: our defense is immaculate, minus our safeties, in particular one safety, and that's Marcus May, because I'm not sure why we wouldn't have got him now. But our defense has been playing immaculate, so that's one. Number two, when it comes to the offense, and I said this, and I think you have too, we're only a quarterback away, right?
Yep.
What I also want to make sure I bring light to was terrible with what I told you from behind the scenes. I'm not sure if I said on the podcast is this. Sean Payton left. We need to clean house. The old regime is still in there, and it looks very bad. The engine does not run without Sean Payton. I'm not sure what we do in the offseason, considering we don't even have like a first-round draft pick. All I can say is this. If it's another season of this, the whole coaching staff got to go.
Yeah, that yesterday was just downright embarrassing. I watched the game. Second half, it was just defense again. Played great. Offense, Pete Carmichael. The play calling was bad. When it was 4th and 1 in the fourth quarter, late fourth quarter, it was 4th and 1. We down in their territory. Why we punt? I have no idea. We should have went. Mark Ingram, why you didn't take another step to get the first down? I don't know. But still, we should have went for it on 4th and 1. So we screwed ourselves on that. I can tell you our main problem right now.
What's that?
Touchdown.
Yeah, I mean, but
we
goes in the offensive play calling, I believe.
Yeah, we good at kicking field goals, but we cannot score to save our lives. We always get down there, but we can't complete it. And Jameis Winston, I was venting to Devin yesterday about it. They doing Jameis downright bad. He should have been playing. Last week he should have played. And I just don't understand why he's not playing. Like I can't see it. He exceptional talent. If he just cut down on turnovers, he'll be an elite quarterback in my opinion. But Dennis Allen ain't giving him the chance. That vanilla offense, la offense, with Andy Dalton, we ain't scoring no touchdowns. All we doing is just kicking field goals. You don't win like that. And plus, we not being aggressive on offense. So
it's pretty bad. To that 4th and 1 that you were talking about, it was also another 4th down when they were in the red zone inside the 10 or the 15 where they could have went for it and they didn't. It was a terrible game last night. And the sad part about it is you look at it and you say, oh, Tampa Bay 17-16, right? New Orleans was up 16-3 in the third quarter. All the way into the fourth, if I'm not mistaken, with 3 minutes left. So, yeah, defense may have gave us some points, but at the end of the day, it was terrible because all we needed was one more touchdown from the offense.
Or one more field goal.
You know, not even no. If they would have went for a touchdown, we wouldn't be in this mess.
Exactly.
So, also, Joe Burrow does it again. I think it's time that a lot of people, because I know you do, I think I have too, put him in that upper echelon category. Like I understand that everybody's on Josh Allen tip, but to be honest, Joe Burrow has done what Josh Allen can't. That's beat him in the postseason and the regular season.
Whoa. He beat him in the regular season now.
No, I said postseason and regular season.
Oh.
Both.
Oh, okay.
That's what I'm saying, both. Regular season don't count, but the Bengals beat them in the regular season and last year in the postseason too. That's how they went to the Super Bowl. In terms of what's going on, to be honest, I know everybody's talking about Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes matchup again, seeing that in the playoffs. I kind of want to see Cincinnati and Kansas City.
I want to see it too, man.
Huh?
I want to see it too.
Yeah, that was kind of a good one through and through. And if it wound up being for the AFC Championship, I kind of want to see that through and through too. To be honest, if Joe was to make it again, I kind of need you to win the Super Bowl now.
Yeah.
You know, that'll go ahead and elevate him in that Mahomes class. I told you, this is me personally. I don't think the Buffalo's going. I said the Buffalo Bills.
Now it would be good. It would be good if they did go.
I don't think
are they ready to take that next step?
I don't think so, bro. I'm being honest, like, and Josh Allen, tremendous talent, all this stuff. I just don't think the Buffalo got it, and the Cincinnati Bengals do. They do.
They got it, man.
Their defense play better. They got sacks, interceptions against Mahomes. Joe Burrow doesn't really turn the ball over, and even if he does, he cool, Joe. His weapons equal, if not better, to be honest. His weapons are better than Kansas City, and they honestly, to me, like the weapons might be better than Buffalo's if we being honest.
Yep.
Or at least equal. And if I'm doing that without Von Miller, Buffalo's defense ain't the same.
Mm-hmm.
And at least with Cincinnati, you can't necessarily point to nobody. They do have key pieces, but if somebody go down, I just feel like that team is like they still ramping and rocking and rolling, bro.
Yeah, man. Well, Dallas has been playing exceptional ball, man. I hate to say that.
Go ahead. My bad.
I still think that right now, I don't think they're ready. I hope they'll never be ready to win, to be honest, because you already know how I feel about them. I hate them. I hate their guts and everything, and I still do hope all bad things in life happen to them and to them only.
To them only.
But they have been playing out. They have been playing good ball. I can't take that away from them. So
I want to say this. I agree, right? I want to say this though. If you ask me in the NFC East who it is that's playing better ball, I'm not saying the Cowboys. I'm saying the Eagles, right?
Of course.
And the reason why, and we'll see. I forgot when Dallas plays Tennessee, but I know it's coming up. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I might be wrong, but I think they playing them soon.
Yeah.
If Dallas plays Tennessee and has a dominant performance, I can put them equal, but I'm not putting them above Philadelphia. The main reason why is because Christmas Eve we'll wind up seeing what that is, which is Saturday, by the way, which I can't wait for that. That's Saturday.
That's great.
When I look at this past week win against Indianapolis, are we saying Indianapolis is good? And what happened in the fourth quarter, I'm not celebrating that because honestly, Indianapolis looked the same way that they did against Philadelphia against the Cowboys. They would turn that bitch over. They would turn that bitch over. Right. But I'm saying if you have a good team going against them in that position, are we sure that the Dallas Cowboys are gonna pull that thing out? Because Indianapolis had them in the third quarter.
Yeah,
they were right there. I'm not ready to sit up there and say they're the best team in the NFC. Nevertheless, the NFC East, just because Philadelphia is still winning. And Philadelphia has a much harder schedule capping everything off.
Yep.
Like for a week, we believe in Jacksonville for what they did to Baltimore, and we quickly came down off of it.
Yeah, right. You know how they go.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just, I thought they was ready. I thought they looked some type of way. And who knows, Jacksonville may give Dallas a run for their money. But the only team I see doing something against them, maybe the Commies will give them a bit of a game, but not really. And I just truly believe that Philadelphia is going to beat them, whether it's by a point or 2 or 3 or 7.
I'm expecting a good game.
Yeah.
All right.
Did you have anything else?
No, man. That's it, man.
Yeah, I ain't had nothing else either. Let's see. Here we go. So I got my music picks for this week.
Okay.
We do music picks to sit up there and put y'all on some old, some new, some used, some borrow, something blue, if you will. We like to sit up here and let y'all dive into our world. Music is something that we very much so ingratiate in our lives. Him more so than me, even though I'm still ahead of some of y'all anyway. But we like to sit up there and give y'all a little bit of a taste. We're not in studio, so you can't hear what it is, but we'll give y'all a little bit of background. So my first one is Ray Charles, Baby It's Cold Outside.
Okay.
Heard this from a different world. That's a lot of different world references this episode. There's only 2, but I'm just saying. Heard this from a different world. Whitley and Dwayne, they was kind of into it and all this stuff. This song was playing, and it just reminded me of, and this is a petty episode, I don't care. It reminds me of the relationship between JSU and Deion Sanders. Yeah. Deion Sanders is out here, even though he in a colder place in Colorado, but Jackson State, y'all are left out in the cold. Like, as we speak right now, I don't even know if that man is going to coach the Celebration Bowl. And to be honest,
he don't need to.
he already showed you he ain't got no loyalty towards you. So that's my first pick. Go listen to it. It's a bit of a slow tempo ballad type thing from Ray Charles, but that's one of the greatest that ever did it. It's got some hidden gems in there if you think about this situation.
Okay.
Then my second one is Still Making It, Larry June. If y'all know nothing about Larry June, West Coast guy, numbers, all that good stuff. He's really a motivational speaker in hip hop, if you will. So I rock with Larry June. I like this record. I like a lot of his records, but this is the latest one I have found literally while we were sitting up here talking. That's why.
Okay.
So yeah, that's my thing. But yeah, go ahead and give them yours.
All right, the first one is Problem out of the West Coast featuring Jack Harlow and J-Rock. Man, the name of it is called Nothing. Bruh. 2 minutes and 50-something seconds goes hard. J-Rock low key. J-Rock, he up there, bro.
J-Rock is nice.
J-Rock is nice. We already know how it is with J-Rock. But his speakers, the ones I've been listening to lately, even though they're a little bit older, man, he got some bars on those, man. So,
before you go to the next one, if y'all don't know who we talking about, you should go listen to Redemption. It's really
go listen to Redemption
album. It was one of the years where hip hop really came back to what it
2018.
2018, Victory Lap, KOD by J. Cole. J-Rock is right in there too.
Yeah.
It was a good year for music, but J-Rock really came on with this project, and he got a really unique story.
Yeah, great. That, and I'm thinking back, great year for hip hop.
It was, yeah.
Great year for hip hop. Cardi B, Invasion Prophecy, Victory Lap, Redemption, KOD.
Victory Lap, baby.
Benny the Butcher.
Tana Talk.
Yeah, Tana Talk 3. Yeah, Benny the Butcher, Tana Talk 3 came out.
I forgot what it was in 18, but he came out with something too.
Pusha T.
Pusha T, yes.
Yeah, Pusha T album came out. I can't think of the name of it right now. So, like I said, Problem featuring Jack Harlow, J-Rock, Nothing, and I'm going with Cameo, Don't Be Lonely. Don't Be Lonely. Yeah, I heard that song when I was a kid, bro. I cannot get that song out of my head. I know it word for word. I love it.
Bro, yeah, like Cameo, Don't Be Lonely goes into the category of Zapp and Roger Computer Love.
Yeah.
If you ever listen to the song and you listen to it so much, like when it come on, you will know every word of it, no lie.
Yeah, so that's how it is. That's how it is with Don't Be Lonely.
Yeah, to add on to the music, like Cameo and Midnight Star are my two favorite groups of all time, especially from the old school is what I'm saying, like before us, like before conception. So Cameo, Midnight Star, I love both of them. Well, usually on the widescreen y'all will see, but I got a record player and albums over here. It's mostly right now Cameo and Midnight Star. Yeah. So go ahead and give them yours again, because I know I interrupted you a couple of times.
Oh yeah, so the first one is Problem featuring Jack Harlow and J-Rock. It's called Nothing, and the second song is Cameo, Throwback. It's called Don't Be Lonely.
Yep, and my two were Ray Charles, Baby It's Cold Outside, and then my second one was Still Mackin' featuring Larry June. I might have said Still Making, but that's because I couldn't read my handwriting. But it's Still Mackin', I believe, featuring Larry June. Yes, we see your heck here. Tell the people where you at again.
The West Coast, the best coast, you feel me?
Tell them who we partnered with.
DSP Media Podcast Network.
And we are who? Bottom Line Sports Talk. We do it for the culture.
By the culture.
Because we are the culture.
You did.
Hey, and we out. Y'all. We appreciate y'all. We love y'all. Give the people inspiring words while I get this outro going.
Man, hey, whatever life got coming at you, good or bad, just keep pushing forward, baby. Just keep pushing forward.
Hey, and with that, y'all, we appreciate y'all. We love y'all. We thank y'all for the support. Like, subscribe, share, and most importantly, remember, don't be Deion Sanders.
Yeah.
Bye, y'all.
Thank you for listening to Bottom Line Sports Talk. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an episode. leave us a review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, and don't forget to share. We'll see you next time.